Well, hello there. I am Buck. This is Sawdust Solutions, and welcome to my shop. Last video, we built a hand tool woodworking bench. And in this video, we're going to build a tool well for this bench. Stick around, I'll show you how we're going to do it. I'm going to make the frame for my tool well, which comes from this end of the bench out 29 inches, and then then on the bottom, what I've got in my mind, taking a 1/4 inch piece of plywood, something light, and fix it with hooks on the bottom where it's set on those hooks, and then if you can empty the tool tray and you pop that bottom out, it'll be easier to dump. It's kind of what I got in my mind, because a lot of times I get something in my mind from the beginning, and along the way, this ain't gonna work. It'd be better if I did it this way. Kind of design as you go. When I first started woodworking, I got my drawings out and all like that. And then now I don't know. I was just gonna try this and see how it does. For instance, I've got two pieces right here, which you go through and you try to find, because a lot of times when I do this as I go, it's kind of use what I've got. So I kind of design accordingly. Sometime, but you know. For instance, 29 inches. Well, I think I got me a good piece right here at 29 inches, and I got a good piece right here at 29, and so I eliminate this big old knot. But then I take the best thing I got for the outside, because it's got to be 6 foot long. I don't really have a whole lot of choice. Little character right there, but there's not a rotting knot, so to speak. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure it's squared up. Y'all remember how I say I dimension lumber? So I'm going to dimension the lumber, make 2 29s. And then after I get it on there, I'll cut this piece, and that will be the frame around my tool well. So you'll see. So let me do some checking right here, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. So using what you have, what I try to do is rough cut it down, get it close, and then save me a little bit for that fine tuning at the end. So 2 29s is what, 58? So I've cut this thing 63, and it's just before the knot. And then what I'll do, I will cut it about half in two, then I'll put it on the joiner and try to square this thing up. Because when I'm done, I've got 4 1/2 now. When I'm done, that bench top is 3 3/4, so I got room right there to get it squared up. The thing about it is, with the power equipment, you can't hear. It makes some racket. So what I'm doing here, I'm getting a face and the end, or edge, flat and perpendicular on both of them pieces. And then, like I say, I'm over size where I can work my way down to it. Let's see. All right, here we go. So what we have, according to our marks, if you remember, this surface here is flat. This edge here is perpendicular. Now, what we got to do now is get this face parallel to that face, this edge parallel to this edge. So what we're going to work on right now is this, getting it parallel to this on both of these. Then at the table saw, we'll cut it down to the side, and that will make it parallel. The sides. I'm calling this the face or surface. These are the sides. Then these will be the end. All 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is considered a surface. Now whether it's a face, sides, or ends is what surface you're referring to. I sometimes mess that up. So here you go. Get your hearing protection on. You need that hearing protection. As you go along at each step, you kind of look and see what's developing as you go. See, we have a chip out right here. So that kind of dictates what size, but first of all, you need to figure out, okay, you see we're at 29, see, we'll be fine. But I got to make sure when I cut the length, it comes off this side. See where it chipped out right there? Again, we're at 4.5. 3 3/4. I need to make sure it comes off that side, and we'll still be fine. You got to pay attention as you go along, because in other words, if this thing chipped back past 29, we would have to find another piece of wood and that kind of thing. So you kind of need to be aware of what the machines are doing and what your wood is doing. And this happens, I mean, it happens to hardwood, but you just got to be mindful. But there is one thing. If you remember, I marked the reference surface and the edge, so that will go down to the table. This will go toward the fence, like that. However, do you remember our tear out here, which that has to do with length, but we got tear out right here. That is our reference surface. So to combat that, since we have enough to play with here, I'm gonna, because this surface that's referenced is the straight surface. There's 2 things you can do right here. You can go back and make this a reference surface. That's probably what I'll do. And then once this reference surface face and then hit this way, I make that perpendicular, then I can take this side off to my 3 3/4. And that's probably what I'll do. I'll go to the joiner and do that. So what I got is I went ahead and made this edge reference so I could cut this, well, it's the wrong one. Oh, there's the right one. Where's that? Oh, right here. It's chipped out right there. So when I flipped it over, it come back here. Now I'm going to cut it 3 3/4 to match the top of my workbench. what I'm doing, I'm taking my sled and I try to reference the same. You need that reference for it to work out. So I'm going to true this side up with the sled. Then when I get it trued up, I'm going to slide this thing, making sure that no dust gets in the way. And I got me a stock block at the size I want. If you do this, these two will be exactly the same size. And in this situation, if these are off, it's not going to hurt anything, provided they're both off the same. And this is what we'll have. So I'm going to true this side up, and then I'll go to the stock block, get that one on both of them, and I'll have two boards alike. All right, well, I got the side, the stretchers here, or the ends, I don't know, what do you want to call them? The short sides, maybe. I got them cut, and I got them clamped where they go. What I'm thinking about doing is going ahead and screw right here to where, because I'm going to have to take these off and cut the dovetails and stuff like that, but without putting all these clamps and all back on it, I just need where it go back together. But at the end of it, what I'm thinking about doing, I know this is end grain, but the end grain's got some value. So I'm not going to glue them right now, but my final deal, I'll glue them in, and I'll put plugs in where the screws are and alternate them. You know, where I went down here, I'll go up there and put oak dowels. I think that will hold. I think that will do fine. So anyway, let me get the screws in the side ends here, and that way we can get rid of the clamps and get it to where we can work with this thing. And then I guess I decided to go with a piece of cedar. The cedar, I found the pine I had wasn't long enough. So what I'm going to do, I got a check right here, so I need to cut that off. And the thickness, I think every bit of that sapwood will go away, and we'll leave this heartwood. And I'm going to dovetail them in. I think that'd just be it'd be a nice touch, kind of show off hand tool. It'd be a challenge too, so I got to cut. You know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. However, this is what I'm planning on doing. So what I need to do is screw them in and then work this up. Get it flat, squared, and everything I need to do. now we got it. We ain't got all them clamps and all in the way. So what I'm gonna do now, I want to get that cedar, get it worked down, and at some point we'll get us some dovetail going on. What we've got here is I'm having trouble finding anything to cut a perfect 90. When you're doing dovetails or any kind of joinery like that, we got to be right. So I measured, I've already cut that side over there. So what I'm doing, I'm using the knife line. 74 and 7/16 is what I'm cutting, and it needs to be cut at a 90 degree. So I'm using a knife line to, I'm going to need to mark this thing all the way around. You'll come there doing it with a marking knife. Then you will a pencil. You slide it down there, and you can feel it when it falls in. You can't help but be right. Start your mark real light, get heavier and heavier. Because if you go too heavy too quick, what happens, the grain cause your knife to walk off. So light passes getting heavier with each pass. The best you can do with the pencil, it won't come all the way around and meet. So when that thing comes all the way around and meets, you know you're pretty comfortable that you've got it right. So I'm using my hand tool woodworking bench. See it? See, stencil complete. I can use it. So what I do, and what a lot of them do actually, we come back here on the waist. This is what we're going to keep. And you kind of pair into that knife line. If you can get this knife line pretty deep, then it'll kind of guide your saw. Take your time in this process, because you want this thing right. You want this thing right. You know, it's a trick to everything. No matter salt, nothing. It's so long when you get on your miter, the least little movement, and it's not going to be. So when in doubt, resort to hand tools. And the hand tools will get you there. I just wonder, see, I have nobody behind the camera. So I'm just wondering if you can see what I'm doing. I may get you a little closer. This is kind of important. Let's see if I can't see it any better. I'll just come in here and you just kind of get you a good crisp line there. This is where a sharp chisel works good is when it takes less effort, you actually have more control. It's all you can do to put that out right there. The harder it is to push, the less control you actually have. Already using my hand tool woodworking bench. Get you a pretty good shoulder right here, and that saw will have something to help guide it. I'm hoping that you're able to see this. I should be able to draw it in just a little bit more if I need to. In post-production. See, when you set your saw in here, I bet you can't see it. Let me put you on the other side of it. You can see how it lays against that wall. So when you create that shoulder, see your saw will have something to lay against right there. So what you do is you just take your time. let me show that to you. Well, now let's check the by doing that, we've got a, well, that'd be a pretty side, wouldn't it? Yeah, this side right here. That'd be a good looking side. Yeah, there you go. We will put that right there. Now, did I, believe it or not, I got it cut the right length. But I think, well, what I need to do now then is, so what I'm thinking about doing is making the pins here, and these are the tails. Basically what you'll have is your dovetails of the lighter color going through here. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah. So what I'll need to do, yeah, these would be my tails here, so I will need to, okay. All right, let me, I don't know, let me work on getting some dovetails. I tell you what, been on this all day. I might have to take a break, start this on fresh, because I need my thinking cap on here. Because these are my tails, they get cut first. All right, think about it. My tails, I'll be cutting up here like this. Plumb over, I bet you can't even see me. I bet you can't. Let me back you up. See, they'll have to go on the floor, and I'll probably get on that bench right there and use that moccasin vise. That'll put it up to right here, and then I'll get me something to brace against this thing. That'll get me something to stand on. There. So I guess we need to work on that next. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Monday, so I've had all weekend to study upon this. I know where I left off. We were going to do like I did at shadow box, but the shadow box, I just had one little step getting up. And plus, I'm probably 8 years older now. I've been thinking about it all weekend. Instead of getting up here on a ladder, I'm going to get me a piece of wood, and I think I'm going to try something that will keep me off that ladder, because if I fall, I'll be up there beside Nana. We'll both be recovering. This is the offcut to this right here. I'm going to clamp it down. See, when you're doing a dovetail, I used to put a level on it. Like if you put the moccasin blocks in. I put a level on it. That way, when you're setting, you line up that arm. And it's got to be right. Because if it's off a little, it'll show. It'll show. And I'd kind of like to have this right. So what I'm thinking about doing, because see, when you clamp it right here and you do it double, you can't line up with it. And I don't have forever or the wood to keep practicing. So what I come up with is Katz-Moses has made these little gauges. See, this is, I'm thinking about doing a 6-to-1. And if y'all remember the little gauges I made a 6-to-1. And the reason why I'm thinking this, let me bring you around here. Let me show you what my thinking is. I'll clamp this down and see. I'm going to practice on this piece right here and make sure. What you do, say I would actually start with the tails. And let me get my saw. What you do is, that little gauge has got little magnets on it. So when you get ready to, say you're going to cut these tails, that magnet, it'll almost hold that saw up there, but it holds it at the angle you need for the 6-to-1, and it keeps you lined up. Keeps you lined up this way and this way. So I don't know if I've talked to y'all about playing cards or not. These playing cards are even all I've ever seen are 10 thousandths thick, 10 thousandths of an inch thick. This board here was just a little bit, hardly as thick as this one. So I've stacked up playing cards so I can get this smooth. Likewise here. Now, I got it lined up on the back. This is where it's going. But what's going to dictate this is the markings here. I got to have this right. So I've got it in place so I can come up here and mark where that's going in order to get it right, because this has got to fit. I can't shim, you know, it's got to be there. So I used the trick with a playing card to get it like I want it. So let's get her marked off, get to cut. I got the clamps and the shims and trying to get this thing in the right place. So I checked the 9, it's a square right here, and it's also square right there. So I got it squared up, and now need to do some marking now. So what we need to do now is go ahead and mark it right where it's going. First pass pretty light until it gets those fibers kind of scored. And that way it gives it a path to go by. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, set my marking knife to well, I've got, or these are tails, so wait a minute, I need to go all the way around with it. Instead of doing a groove, I'm going to put this tape. If y'all seen me do dovetails in the past, I'm going to try to use the same method right here. So I use these dividers, that way I can make both ends look the same, if you know what I mean. So 1, 2, okay. I actually got this thing set off the offcut. It was the same width, so. Now, I like these pencils here. You can put them in sharpen and come up to a point, I mean. So. There we go. Well, it's too late in the game to get in a hurry right now. It'll just take our time. So, this right here is what's going away. So these are the tails. So, I hope y'all can see that. Boy, you just can't, can you? Depending on the light and all that kind of stuff. See right there? Say, I'm going to try to use this right here. I started me a little old curve right there just to mark the spot, so to speak. That way I can line this up. Okay, that's where I want it. But I need this to okay, let's verify. Okay, I think I got it. Right down that line. Oh, let's get the next one in here. There it is. It moved, I could tell. continuing with our gauge right here. Well, we did them that way. We'll do these that way. So I took a kerf maker and went ahead and got these things marked. So now that feels natural, getting stood up here. That feels natural. So I've got a frick saw with the blade bent. In other words, that right there will cut level. Because if you do it like this, you won't be able to get all of that. So see there it is. That blade is straight right there. Oh, and you come back up just a little bit, and then that went. Now, see, you just see you don't have much pair. If you get good at it, very little pairing. So what I like to do, start back here a little further and sneak up on that line. There we go from the other side. Okay. Hope it goes together good, so I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on it. And we'll see if we can't get her to slide together. This is the most nerve-wracking part. Once it goes together, it's the most satisfying part too. Okay, let's see if we can't get this thing to go together. Let's see. Yeah, well, come on. Okay. Well, it like just a little going in. Might have to get me a clamp, hold it in. That looks like this one is not bad at all. But this one over here needs to go in just a little bit more. Ooh, that done it. That has done it. Well, how about that? Just for giggles to see what we got. It should be still square. Well, oh man. I may put a clamp on it just until it sets up, just for square. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that might. That did good. This one might need another lick. Yep. Okay. Now, what I'd like to do, I'll let y'all come over and look at it. Yeah. That's actually going to work just fine. Time that sets up, watch, going to look good. Look at it back here. Yeah. Kind of dark right there. Anyway, let's see if we can't. Yeah. That's kind of what I was looking for. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put me some stretchers. It'd be on each end, and I'll probably put one here and here. And that'll hold the bottom. I'm going to cut a piece of 1/2-inch plywood. It'll just fit down in that thing, but yet if I wanted to, I could pick it up, dump it out. So I got my 4 pieces. Now I need to get them 29 inches long. So what I do right here, I usually set up a stop block, and that'll give me repeatable cuts, if you know what I mean. So what I want to do here, I want 29 inches. So 29 inches would be, I'm a hair over. The hair I'm talking about is probably a 32nd, between a 64th and a 32nd. Actually, it's closer to the 32nd. This will give me room for shooting board where I can square it up. Reference marks go down into the fence, so it would be like this. I know we got it squared up, but if you stick with the same reference marks every time, you'll have a better job in the long run overall, doing it day after day. So what I've got here, that's not what I'm looking for. I actually wanted this on the 60. So what I'm gonna do, Vince, I'm just gonna go all the way with it and just see. That's what I'm hunting. So what I'm gonna try to do, get y'all down here where y'all can see. Now I'm gonna, I'm gonna try to get y'all where y'all can see. And let me get this hose drilled. What I need to do is I'm gonna drill over here and 2 there, and I'm gonna go through the legs here. Oh, wrong one. I'm gonna try to catch in the center, right there. Now let's see. Let's see what that's going to look like. That perfect. That came out just right. Now let's see if we can't get us we need to get 2 more under here. Well, I gotta get where I can see it, if you know what I mean. And it's got to be straight this way, so I'll bring y'all around over here. Hopefully y'all can see that. But what I need to do, sucker. Okay, we've got our runners. Now I've got a place for plywood to set. It's not going to be that much weight on it. If it becomes a problem, I can run something down the center or add some more runners. If I was going to add some, I put 1 here and 1 there. But we'll see how it goes, and we'll, if I have to add some more, I will. But I think that'll be all right. So what we need to do now is measure what we got. Yeah, we need to measure what we got. And I got a piece of 1/2 inch plywood. We'll go ahead and cut it up. I'll probably get my track saw out and we'll cut us one up. So what I've got is my scratch pad here, and we'll get us a I'm going to overcut it just a tick. That way we can sneak up on it. So the width, if I went 6 7/8, and let me hit a couple places. Yep, that's going to be over just a little. 13/16 is probably what I'm looking for. This way, 71 13/16. So I'm going to go 71 7/8. And we'll try to sneak up on it. Once you cut it too short, you can kind of cut it as many times as you want to, and it's still going to be too short. Yeah, 71 7/8. So, yeah, right here. So therefore, what we will do, we will cut that, and then we can dial it in. And then I'm telling you, once we do that, boom, this thing's done. Got my scratch paper, 6 7/8. So what I want to do is mark this thing . 6 7/8. Yeah. All right, hearing protection on. Always need 3 hands, always. And the thing about it is, I don't have 3 hands. Someone to help me would help, but in this situation, I don't want to just fall and break off the end. I used to take me a clamp right here. Don't put it on there tight, but if you clamp it onto the track, it leaves a little slack. It'll just hold it. And I find that works pretty good. So now that I got it narrower, it's easier to handle. This the table saw it's a little easier to sneak up on. So get your hearing protection on. Let's see if we can't get this going. Like just a little, I mean. Oh, might be just a little tight. Just a little tight. But then it may not be. Let's hang on to that right there. Yeah, it didn't wear in. We'll see if we can't get it to length now. All right, might have to do this a couple times, but I'd rather do that than have it too short. All right. Now, let me spin you around here, and we'll see if it's, let's see if it's gonna work. Needs just a tick. I mean, now how we get a tick off there? Anybody know? Anybody know what a tick is? It's a blood-sucking insect, what it is. You know, kind of like a politician. You see, you know where they got the word politic from? Poly is a liar. Tick is a blood-sucking insect. So a politic is a blood-sucking insect. I hope I said that. Hope I said that right. But at the end of the day, it should be a politician's a blood-sucking insect. Anybody disagree? I got a feeling if you was a politician, you might agree. It's gonna need just about that much more. I'll grab that thing and I'll be right back. Let's just see here. Oh, baby, got it. Oh no. There's that wind. When you go back table saw, it needs just a tick off of that thing. I've got some fray in there. Ah ha ha, yeah, baby. That is what I'm talking about right there. Pop that thing out, come right out. Okay, that is what I am talking about. I believe we may have this thing. That thing is knocked down. Yep, there it went. That is what I'm talking about. So, I tell you what, let's do. You want to try this thing out? Let's try this thing out. Let's say, well, let's just run some samples right here. Let's say I was, I'm running, I got some squares here. Let's see. What else? Oh, yesterday. Let's pull out the stuff we was using yesterday. Saw. Yeah. Let's see, we had that. We had this. What else we got? This is kind of what I'm talking about here. Let's say, what else? Pencil? Say we had a pencil? I don't know. As we go around through, and I'm thinking about bringing my chisels and see if they won't sit right there. I might try that. That way you just, boom, you got your chisels. Thinking about it. What do you think? So you're up here on the surface working, and next is gonna be my vise. I don't know. Yeah. Got me a tool wheel. Well, I tell you what. yeah, we got one. Got our tool wheel in. Gotta get that top flattened out. I was gonna wait till last to do that. I'll get everything else done, and I'll flatten this thing. Yep. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I get my vise, my sharpening stations, and my dog hose. See, I don't know, a lot of people don't. They don't like holes in your. They don't like holes in your workbench, but if you have a tail vise, you already got holes in it. This thing here, you can just take a hammer, pop it in. I am going to have holes in the legs so I can store them right there. But yeah, you just take a hammer, bap, and hold fast. They are fast. And your top is big enough. They'll hold good. They really will. So yeah, I am going to, yeah, as far as hand tool woodworking go, this is going to be nice. Well, I tell you what, if y'all hung with me this far, I sure do appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. Yes, sir. I really have enjoyed this. So, that's going to wrap us up for this one. Dang it, I am tickled to death. So that's going to wrap us up for this one. The next video, see, I'm already near an hour on this thing. I just decided to go to more detail, and the views on the video is actually showing that people are enjoying it, or you won't be getting that views. I got over 2,000 views on making the bench, and it's still kind of going. It's actually the second most viewed video that I have up, and the watch hours, it's been second most for a long time. So that tells me that people are watching it with the watch hours up on it. So I decided to go into more detail, and the views is actually showing that that's what we're looking for. So that's kind of when I've got about an hour on this one. I don't know exactly what it's going to be until I edit this last. However, there we go, man. I tell you, y'all, I'm going to start and make me a Schoberg vise here, and it'll be next with my dog hose. And then the only other thing I'll lack would be my sharpening station on this end. I'll make some videos on that, and we'll go from there. At some point, I'm going to get back on that dry sink, but a couple little old things to do with this table and that table. Before I do, I'll make some videos on that too. But I will tell you this, I'm as excited as I thought I would be, if you know what I mean. So this is going to be cool. But appreciate you watching, and I will see you guys on the next one, and you gals. I know you're there too. And I will see y'all on the next one.